What's up, everybody? Hey, it's another great day. I am joined by Yusra and Rami. We're going to do a little coaching session today. How you guys doing?
Good, happy to be here.
Fantastic. Excited to be back on the show.
Cool. You guys are rock stars. You guys have been killing it since the last coaching session. Rami had a closing. Yusra has been doing up some investors, open houses, just getting their feet wet. And at the same time, you guys have been enjoying some personal time, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Rami, you just got back from Hawaii. With that, I mean, obviously you're shifting gears. You go from a vacation that's pretty long term, and then you come back. So how are you feeling right now?
Pumped. I'm very, very excited. On the last day, as we were flying back, I was considering it that, hey, I've taken so much time off. I've gotten all my stress out. Now it's just time to hit the road running, get back on my grind, get back on my hustle and my schedule. And so I feel like that time was very important for me to just refocus myself. And now I'm ready to get after it again.
That it's so true, man. And you have to stop. This business will always keep moving. It's a 24/7 business, but you don't have to make it a 24/7 business. So good for you, Rami, for taking that vacation break and recharging and just ready to go. And then Yusra, you went out to the dunes or something, right?
I went to the dunes.
Who was that with? Some friends and family or what?
No, my family's really into the whole hiking beach thing, so we took a couple of days to just go up there and hike on there. Yeah.
Nice. Now, how's that make you feel when you're away from everything?
It's kind of nice. You kind of realize that a lot of things are running back home or whatever, but you take that time to focus on your family and kind of take that pause a little bit. So
bring that gratitude back, right? I love it. Well, good. We're going to get you guys hyped up and ready to conquer now as we've hit the third quarter, second half of the year. You guys are going to be going back into schooling here in a little while. So you guys are ready to rev it up, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool.
We have a good 6 weeks left, so I feel like that's just enough time to put in some good work, and we really do need to take advantage with no time to waste.
That's awesome. I agree too. So as we talked about, we were kind of texting back and forth about some ideas of what's been going on. Yusra, you've been very good. You've been hitting your calls and holding yourself accountable. And so that's been a huge piece. You came in, a lot of positive energy. You're like, oh, I'm so glad I hit my calls. And that's what it's all about. Good for you. How are those calls? What kind of hiccups are you facing on some of those calls?
So I actually have a specific question. Like with Red X, a lot of the calls come from like LLCs or like big companies, right? And those calls are probably a little bit different than like a personal call, like the actual homeowner. So kind of just wondering how you handle those calls. I've kind of just been trying to skip them and not counting them as part of my 50 just because I'm not sure how to interact with an LLC that has a lot of houses that they're taking care of and everything. So I just wanted to see how you do that.
Yeah. This kind of goes back, probably a couple months to I've stopped saying names. And so, when they're answering the phone, I see that it's an LLC and I just lean right into it. Hey, this is Jason with World Title Real Estate and eXp Realty. How are you today? And they say, oh, I'm fine. How can I help you? I say, I know you weren't expecting my call. I'll keep it short. You have this property over at 123 Main Street. It was on the market. Then it came off the market. I'm curious. Why do you think this happened? And they come back, oh, well, I'm not interested in selling. Okay, that's fine. I'm just curious why this went off the market. What happened? Why didn't it sell in today's market? I'm asking that pertinent question because I am very curious of why. But I noticed by stop saying names, it helps out tremendously because even if it's a wrong number, I still have a better conversation than saying, oh, hey, is this Yusra? Oh, it's not. Click. I would have that when I was saying names. So I stopped that. And now I just go in, hey, you have this property over at 123 Main Street. If if they don't own 123 Main Street, they'll tell you. And hey, that's not my property. All right, hey, I'm trying to play connect the dots. That's always something I say. I play connect the dots a lot. Did you used to rent there or own it previously? No idea what you're talking about. All right, cool. I'm just curious. Sometimes my numbers don't match the addresses, and this is the conversation I have, and I try to make it light at that time. Then I tell them, hey, since I have you on the phone, I always got to ask, are you looking to buy or sell real estate in the future? I've got them on the phone already. Might as well try to make something out of nothing. I'm going to lose them anyways because it's a wrong number. They're kind of peeved that I called them, and I'm trying to figure out if they own 123 Main Street and they don't. So I just, hey, I got to ask. And I say that directly. Hey, I've got to ask, are you thinking of buying or selling real estate? Not now, in the future. I don't say now. I say in the future because obviously they're not right now. And they're like, oh, maybe down the road. Oh, well, what's your time frame? Maybe like 3 to 5 years. All right, great. I'm happy we're able to connect today. What's a great email that we can stay connected with so when that time comes, you already have a go-to realtor in your back pocket. Cool? I'm trying to make something out of nothing on all circumstances, and that's just kind of that little group. So how's that sound for you guys?
Sounds
No,
cool.
yeah.
And another question that reminds me of is whenever you're, in public or you just run across a stranger, you say, hi, how are you? How do you bring up that piece of, hey, I'm a realtor, and if you ever need any help, like I want to be there for you?
Ask them what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what do you do for your profession? In turn, they're going to say, what do you do? So that's the easiest right there. We had a 4th of July party this weekend, and I met some new neighbors, and that's what we just start talking, and I wasn't out there to really promote real estate or solicit that I'm a realtor, but it's my profession, and so I wasn't out there. Oh yeah, I'm a realtor. I meet them. Hey, I'm Jason. We get to talking. I was totally leaving it back burner, but it would come up. Oh wait, what do you do? I'm in real estate. So. But yeah, that's the easiest, just to do that. Keep it organic. You want to keep it so it's not force fed by any means. Keep an open conversation. Keep it that cool organic thing. It'll make life easier. Cool.
Yep.
Good. All right. So, Yusra, let's do a quick role play with calling a Red X, one of your expireds, and let's just start from the beginning. An LLC you're calling.
Okay. Hello? Is this or give me a second to recalibrate, yeah. So am I calling you or am I calling Rami? Just so
Call me. I'll take
right.
this one. Rami, you sit back and you critique.
Will do.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, is this the homeowner of 123 Main Street?
No.
No, my apologies then, sir. Just kind of trying to connect the dots. My name's Yusra. I'm a realtor in the area, and I was looking at this house. By any chance, have you ever rented or lived in this house?
I don't think so. What's the address?
123 Main Street.
I don't think so.
Okay, that's strange. Sometimes it happens where the phone number I have isn't the one that goes to the house. Sir, I have you here on the phone, and I have to do my job. Are you by any chance looking to buy or sell real estate in the future?
I might be.
Yeah, what's your timeline looking like?
Gosh. I mean, it'd probably be like 5+ years or something like that.
Well, hey, sir, I'm glad we made contact today. What's a good email for us to stay in contact? I'd love to be the realtor that you work with in 5 years, and that way, if you ever have any questions about real estate, you're able to contact me.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, you could just call or text me.
Perfect. So this is your best form of communication then, sir?
Yeah.
Perfect. It was wonderful speaking to you. And hey, come 5 years, I will be shooting you a call, and I'd love to keep in contact in the meantime.
Sounds nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You have a wonderful day.
Cool. You too. All right, cool. Rami, outsider's opinion.
I think towards the end you picked up the pace and were smoother with it. Towards the end, when you were like, "Come 5 years, I'll be there to text you. In the meantime, reach out at any time." I feel like towards the beginning or maybe in the middle, you were a little bit hesitant in introducing yourself. It kind of threw you off when he was like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." He said, "Oh, my name is Yusra Diat," and there was a little bit of hesitancy. And so to overcome that hesitancy and just get straight to the point and say, "Are you planning to buy or sell real estate?" That would have made the call a lot smoother. But towards the end, you were doing a better job of that.
Sounds good then. So that first part make that a little bit smoother then.
It is, and I agree. It did. You kind of just took that ball and just started running with it. Is what you did in that conversation. I like that too, and I totally agree with Rami. That beginning, was a little flip flap, but you were changing your, the way you talk and whatnot. So it's understood. So yeah, definitely food for practice. But great job with that. What was I going to say? I try to never apologize, even when I'm wrong, unless it's my wife. But it's one of those you don't want to be apologetic for doing your job, and this is our job, and we make these phone calls on a daily basis. So try not to do that, and just try to work it around here. My 2 cents, even when I said 5 years, you kind of just wrapped it up and then said, "Cool, see you later. Here's, give me an email, whatnot." You could dig in a little bit, just depending on the conversation. If you listen to my tone at the beginning, you first asked, "Hey, are you the owner of 123 Main Street?" And he said no immediately and shot you down. I was real fast. No. So one, and I'm sure you've experienced this a lot, you're going to get that people are short. They don't know who you are. They don't want to answer your questions. So doing that, but then once you started going in, I lightened up. I felt it inside me. I don't know if it came across in my voice, but then, then you said, "All right, well, what's your time frame?" I said, "At least 5 years." My guard was then down. And then that's where, make that friend at that moment. Say, "Oh, that's exciting. Cool. So tell me, what do you do for a living? What do you do for your living situation now? Are you renting? Do you own a home?" Get them to answer that, and then be like, "Well, I'm just, again, I'm curious, why 5 years works for you?" And then he's just like, "Well, I don't want to buy, whatever." And then branch off of it. And then you could cut it a little shorter and say, "Again, gosh, thank you for your time. I appreciate you breaking that down, because that helps me understand your time frame. And for that, I'm very grateful. Be on the lookout." And this is something I've just started adding because I'm doing my weekly newsletter. Hey, be on the lookout. I'll add you to my weekly newsletter. It just keeps up to date with today's market and informs you. And then maybe once in a great while, I'll give you a call just to check in. Sound good? Boom. There we go.
The part about the apologizing, that one kind of shocked me, because I feel like that's something I do in almost all of the calls where I don't have the right person, is I almost immediately apologize.
Okay.
That's a really interesting take on that, and I hadn't thought about that or realized that I do that so often.
Yeah, and I mean and this is why we like to do the role play. We're creatures of habit, and we just do that normally. It was funny, and I'm gonna tell you the story, and I know we've got our time here. I was at a closing, and my seller, she would just apologize for everything. She dropped the pen. "Oh, I'm sorry, I dropped the pen. Oh, I'm sorry, I shuffled the papers. Oh, I'm sorry, I drank all my water." She literally apologized. So the closer, she said, she stopped and she just puts down her hands and she goes, "I'm going to tell you something. You don't need to apologize for anything. You just be you." And I loved it because the closer just totally took control of the whole thing and said, "Stop apologizing." It's one thing if you do a wrong thing, don't get me wrong. I'm never going to say, I'm always going to apologize if I screw up something. But in this case, again, you're doing your job. She was just signing papers and she had a mistake that she dropped the pen, whatever, something minimal, and she's apologizing. So yeah, it is. It's something that, hey, try to work on it. And yeah, maybe it'll help you and maybe you'll make an easier connection too. Very cool.
Nice, yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. All right, Rami, let's hear a call from you, man. Let's do an expired while we're on it. Yusra, we'll have you as the owner of the house. And take it away.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, is this Diat?
Yes, it is. Who is this?
Hi, Ms. Diat. This is Rami Das with eXp Realty. I'm a local real estate specialist in the Marion County, and I saw that you had a property on 123 Main Street that was on sale but taken off the market, and I was wondering why that was.
Oh, our contract with the realtor just expired.
Oh, that makes sense. And so, were you guys still interested in listing it?
I mean, it was a hard time trying to get listed. I mean, we kind of had a bad experience, so we'd have to think about that.
And tell me a little bit about that.
I mean, our realtor kind of just put up a for sale sign, and that was that, and we didn't get any calls. She didn't tell us if anyone wanted to come see the house, so it was just bad experience. We were planning on moving down to Florida, but we might just stay here for a while.
And I understand that's very tough. There's a lot of careless realtors out there. Could you tell me about some of the things that you guys wish you would have seen?
I mean, I've heard of realtors, like I've seen houses in our neighborhood that had open houses. Like the sign went up and then I saw open house signs too, but I don't know if maybe our house just isn't for open houses or how that stuff works. But you assume that the realtor is going to do their job and I won't have to worry about it myself.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And so let's say things had gone according to plan and you guys were able to sell it. What would you guys' plan have been from there?
I mean, I have grandkids down in Florida, so we would have moved down there and enjoyed the beach and everything.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, well, Ms. Diat, it has been very good talking to you. Let me schedule another phone call with you to talk in a little bit more detail about the situation that you guys have been, because I'm sorry that things turned out the way that they did, but I want you to know that I am a real estate agent who takes care of the people that I work with, and I would like to follow up with you. So what is a good time for you tomorrow to talk?
I mean, 2:00 works tomorrow for me.
Perfect. And is this the best phone number to reach you at?
Yeah, this is my cell number.
Awesome. And just so I know, what's a good email that I can get in contact with you?
It's my first name dot my last name at gmail.com.
Well, that's fantastic, Ms. Diat. I look forward to speaking with you tomorrow, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you. You as well, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
How'd you guys feel?
I think it went really, really well. I think the one thing that I would have said, Rami, is instead of setting up another phone call, you should have gone straight for that, like going into the house. Yeah, but otherwise, like I think you had it set up. It's just switching those two out.
Hey, is somebody moving? I hear a lot of background static or something.
I mean, we have our laundry machine running, but
Do you guys hear that?
I do.
Do you hear it, Yusra?
I don't. So it's probably from our laundry machine.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So that's why I got focused on that. So sorry for I'm squirrel. Oh, there it is. That's me. So that's I was just asking. No worries. To the role play, man, bravo, Rami. I thought it was spot on, very controlled, smooth. And that's the thing. If it's that tone and cadence, if you could carry that like that, you could say anything. So that was really good. And I agree with Yusra. Go for that listing appointment right there. You had her hooked. Yeah, because that's what I got kind of lost at the end there. I was like, why are you calling tomorrow?
Nice.
It didn't compute in my head,
Yeah, now that we're off that phone call, that 2 p.m. tomorrow call should have just been, when is a good time that I can come and talk to you tomorrow?
Yes.
That's your listing appointment tomorrow.
Yeah. And if you catch that while you're talking to say, hey, I was thinking phone call, but now I need to make an appointment. And, if that's going through your thought process, to say, and tell her, say, hey, what time is a good time for us to get together tomorrow?
Mhm.
Let me show you what's up. And yeah. And, so many different ways to take that, but I think you just did great. You kept it cool, calm. It was, it wasn't salesy. It wasn't, it sounded professional. I like how you said at the beginning, what'd you say? A local expert. How'd you say it?
All right. So I said, my name is Rami Das. I'm a local real estate specialist in Maryland County.
Yeah. Love it, man. Love it. It's just slightly different, and it's those pieces that put that puzzle together for other buyers or sellers for that matter. And it captured their attention. So it caught my attention when you said that. I stopped. I was like, I'm listening. And I totally just said, all right, let's go, man. So yeah, great job.
Awesome. Yeah. So, I guess with the next phone calls, like, I felt good about that. I just need to get that listing appointment instead of trying to schedule another phone call. Schedule the listing appointment.
100%. Yeah, that's what it's all about. We want to schedule appointments and get it knocking out. So good job on that too, Yusra. Way to be in there. But yeah, you guys, great stuff. And how do you feel, Rami? Since we were talking about names earlier, how do you feel about something like that? Saying the name at the beginning.
So with LLCs, I definitely agree that names are a no-go. I feel like every time I've called an LLC and tried to use a name, it hasn't gone very well.
And you don't know. It could be, Bobby Joe LLC, and then there's no Bobby Joe. You're just like, who is this?
And I feel like with GeoLeads, names are much more accurate than with expireds. So I'm leaning towards expired. I'm going to stop using names as much. With GeoLeads, I feel like 95% of the time the name is pretty accurate. So I still like to use names on GeoLeads because I feel like that makes you more personable. I feel like with expireds, I might start experimenting more on and off, like half and half name and no name, and see which one gives me better results.
Good. That's awesome. Very cool. And that's exactly what you guys got to do. You got to shuffle slightly and tweak it, just like from the expires to Geos to FSBOs to all that database, what have you. Keep shifting those gears because that's what keeps you smart. So I'm going to challenge you guys. I know we're hitting around 50 calls. Rami, you're about 50 as well, or what's your goal for each day?
I think this week going forward, I want to hit 75.
Good. All right, cool. So a couple ways to hit higher numbers. One, of course, you could be calling 50 expireds each day. Yusra, you've been hitting some numbers, so good with that. Yusra, I challenge you to, like we were saying earlier, and I can't remember if it was on the recording here beforehand. You're calling 50 on Monday, 50 on Tuesday. On Wednesday, call another 50 batch, but then go back to Mondays and call all 50 again, or call 25 of them. And then on Thursday, take 25 of Mondays, 25 of Tuesdays, plus 50 of Thursdays. Now you have 100 calls. Yeah. All right. Same with GeoLeads. Mix those in there. If you're doing 40, 50 expireds, do 40, 50 expireds, and then add in 15 to 20 GeoLeads per area. GeoLeads I wouldn't call every day. Those are a little bit more sporadic. But expireds, those are fresh for the most part. They just came off the market, hit it. A lot of agents don't have follow-up. And if you're not following up with that same client, then you're going to lose it. So keep being proactive, be persistent, and get that foot in that door. So those are those steps. Okay. Now, Rami, you're getting back in the mix. We need to hold you accountable here coming up in the next 6 weeks before school starts. You want to get back on track. You're ready to get some calls going. In your mind, where do you want to start? Where can we help hold you accountable?
Mm-hmm. I think with the Red X piece, I just need to, follow up and let you guys know that I have been doing those. I feel like in the past 2 weeks I haven't really been home, so getting those done I haven't been able to. But now that I am home, um, the biggest piece in my mind is just to actually go out and do those and let you guys know that I have done those.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do it. So, when you don't make the calls, you're only hurting yourself
Mm-hmm.
and your business. That's what it comes down to. If you don't make the calls, it doesn't hurt me. It doesn't. If Rami, if you don't make the calls, it doesn't hurt Yusra. If Yusra, you don't make the calls, it doesn't hurt either one of us. Same thing with me. If I don't make my calls, it doesn't affect you guys. So keep that in mind, and maybe that can help give you a little bit more motivation. I talked to one of our global partners out in Spain this morning, and we chatted about having those goals just like that and holding each other accountable. Give yourself a little reward. Say, hey, if I hit 75 calls this week or every day this week, this is Rami's. And if I'm Yusra and I hit 50 calls every day this week, go treat yourself. If you love ice cream and you don't eat ice cream every day, go treat yourself to an ice cream, or, whatever is important to you, a steak dinner. I don't know what, whatever's something that's worth having a goal. Give yourself some sort of reward, even if it's a walk in the park with no cell phone. If that's your thing, then go and say, if I hit all my calls Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, I'm going to go and take a 2-hour walk in the park, drip and sweat, and then come home. But I'm going to be happy as a jaybird, whatever, you guys. What do you have? What excites you? Something along that line real fast, Yusra, and we'll wrap it up right after this. What's a small reward that would mean a lot to you?
I mean, I'm a big fan of sushi. I guess that's my thing.
Perfect. Awesome. Sushi it is. All right, cool. Rami?
And then for me, maybe conscious, like I could take a conscious break. Like I could, if I hit my calls, I tell myself that this day I'm going to take an hour off and just do nothing but personal time, have fun. I like to have time away from everything, so maybe I can use that as my reward.
Okay. Give me something else that you would do. I mean, because that could cut into a time management piece,
Mm-hmm.
to say, hey, I need me time,
Mm-hmm.
Versus Yusra saying, hey, if I hit 250 calls this week, or we'll talk about next week. If I hit 250 calls next week, I go and treat myself and my friend maybe to sushi. I'll buy whatever it is, something like that. Hold that way you have yourself accountable on the personal time. I respect it and I agree you need it, but yeah, just block that time. What's something else that would be cool to you?
I think going out for a small trip, like hour trip, like I love to do exercise. So maybe I'll go hiking, maybe I'll go swimming, maybe I'll block out like an hour to go cycling or something like that. Try different activity for the day.
There you go. Good. Yeah. So do a little cycling or swimming or something. Yeah. And pick one of those and let us know. And even if it's hiking, tell us where it is and just say, hey, I'm going to go hike here if I do this. So now it raises the bar because now you've told us, now you've committed to saying, hey, I'm going to shoot for it and we're going to make it happen. So those are great goals, you guys. So yeah, always on goals, make them, but give yourself a reward, whether it's a small or big. You have to make it good on those goals and then you'll make it great. And then that way that motivates you internally and spiritually.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Will do.
Cool. What else, you guys? What else can I do for you today?
I think this meeting has been like a good way to hit that role play with a lot of energy. And I feel like just being here, building up the energy, is always nice to like reinvigorate for the weekend and everything.
Awesome. It is for sure. So, well, good guys. Tell Shamil he needs to get in on the next one for sure.
Oh, yes. Yes, we'll tell him.
Awesome. All right. I know you guys got to get out of here. I took you a couple extra minutes. You guys are all stars. I love you. keep up the great work because you guys are truly the future. And just go and attack this weekend and just make some friends. All right.
Awesome. We'll
Sounds
do.
good.
Cool, guys. Talk to you in a little bit.
Thank you.
Bye.